We have General V.K. Singh, the Honorable Minister of State for Road Transport and Highways, and also Civil Aviation and Government of India. We all know, sir. Sir has served the nation, being part of India's defense. He was at the top, leading the country from the front. Then, sir was also serving us, the people of this nation, as Minister of State in the External Affairs. I would request, sir, to kindly deliver your special remarks on this occasion. We are discussing, sir, how we can improve India's transport and India's sustainable development model by introducing this current EPR policy that the Minister of Environment has come up with in association of the Central Pollution Control Board as a regulator. So I am requesting Honorable Minister, sir, to kindly deliver your special remarks.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me congratulate the Policy Times and Mr. Akram for all the for the subject selection, because rubber recycling industry and what is expected from all environmentalists and the general public is a big task. And my heartiest congratulations to all the co-organizers and everybody who has joined hands today, whether to speak or to participate or to give expert comments. It's something which is which needs to be lauded. I would have been present personally, but somehow the traveling entailed during the presidential elections as well as other things has kept me off. 2-3 things which are important. One, the government is working on a new law to recycle tires, and that could change the way tire manufacturers and the industry works in the long run. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has shared a draft notification on the extended producer responsibility, which lays down certain regulations for the waste tires. And what ultimately it says is that by next financial year, it will be effective, and manufacturers and recyclers of waste tires will be subject to the environmental regulation that is being taken out and the obligation that is being put on them. What is important is that regulations will be mandatory, which means no entity, whether it is a producer or a recycler of waste tires, will be allowed to run any business without registration according to this notification. I personally feel this will regulate the industry, because where the recyclers are concerned, they can come up anywhere. They don't require too many things from the environmental clearance side. A lot of people get by through the by lanes of the various governmental obligations which are there. So what it would mean is that tire companies will take the responsibility for the waste, which means that the tire manufacturers and importers, including waste tires, need to ensure that all their products are recycled to government standards, and they have until 2024 to comply with it. Now, this is something which most of you know about, but I just want to emphasize this because there's a great amount of responsibility being laid on the tire manufacturers so that the industry can be regulated properly and all environmental things can be fulfilled. You know, there is a great amount of awakening in the common man, and there is a great amount of protest that take place because of tire recyclers and what is done from the waste tires. There is a need for us to look at this issue very seriously. There are some NGOs, there are some people who are working in this field. For example, in Indirapuram in Ghaziabad, more than 40 children from an apartment complex have created small gardens with scraps where they're using tires instead of flower pots. It's come up very well. There are places in Ghaziabad where they have put tires so that they become road dividers. There's so many things that can be done. There are people who put up go-kart parks, and you put those waste tires as safety things. There is a great amount that can be done where the waste tires are concerned. The problem arises when some of the recyclers, oblique people who want to take out scrap from the tire, they get involved in, I'll say, illegal business of trying to burn the tire and creating pollution. Now that needs to be stopped, and we need to find creative methodologies how to use the waste tires, or how to ensure that the recycling becomes environmental friendly. It is something which the tire manufacturers need to take a lead on, and I think the type of tire manufacturers which we have, some very world-renowned, you can do it. I firmly believe in that you have the wherewithal and the will to do what the government is asking for. And once you do it, I think we'll be able to clean up the environment and get this negativity against the industry out of people's mind. You know, for example, I told you about Indirapuram, that there's a duo of Divya Sijwali and Perth Puri in New Delhi who started their own company for turning tires into fashionable footwear. And I think there's so many things that can be done. You can also work with the NHAI to see if we can use the rubberized portion for mixing with bitumen or any other thing. If we can make it better, I think there is many things that can be done. The IIT Kanpur has set up an enclosure with a park made from burnt tires. Similarly, there are many people who are doing such a thing so that the waste tires can be used. In Ghaziabad, that this plant actually keeps coming under news for many reasons. But what they're actually doing is the waste tires are they are recycled, and the waste rubber is taken out. The rubber products are crushed into rubber particles and rubber powder. The only problem is it still produces pollution. We have to find methodologies by which this pollution can be stopped. The tire companies have had a certain drawback during the COVID period. I think we are back to pre-COVID levels now, where the transportation and other things are concerned. And we need to ensure that whatever is available today meets our requirements for various parts of the country. Deserts have a different requirement. The temperatures are very high. Northeast has a different requirement. Most of the year it is raining. And I think along with the rubber producers, our tire companies could work so that we can produce something which is better. And mind you, what you will produce will sell in the rest of the world. India is your innovations are very, very important. There is also Australian Centre for Sustainable Material Research and Technology, who have developed a polymer injection technology that converts old rubber tires into metallic alloys that produce green steel. I think if we study this particular methodology, which Australians are doing, we will have answers to many other things also. For example, in road construction, we use a lot of cement and a lot of steel. We find that because of cartelization, the prices are going up. So we are now looking at steel fiber, which has the required strength, which is lighter, which is cheaper, to make our bridges and other things which will cut down the cost. Similarly, I'm sure if you make green steel, if you do things which will make things better, whether it is in terms of safety or whether it is in terms of environment, I think the industry is going to prosper. I look forward to a summary of the discussions that you have had, and I'll request Mr. Akram to send me a summary. And one of these days, I'm going to meet all the tire manufacturers so that together we can find a solution. This is not something which only the responsibility can be laid on the manufacturers and the recyclers. I think everybody must put in their bit. With these words, once again, thank you very much. Once again, my compliments for arranging this meet. I think a lot of very productive things must have come out of it. It will be a pleasure to go through that. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.